So when I was recording the 1976 Marketplace Johnson video, I accidentally snapped the pull start cord while pulling. But being the extremely patient person I am, I took this positively and thought that I could make a video that shows you how to replace the pull start cord on your old Johnson / Evinrude Seahorse. So that's what I did. But before we start, only 3.5% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed. So if you want to support my channel and make me happy, please consider to hit the subscribe button and also leave a like while you're at it. If you don't like my content, you can always unsubscribe later. But now, without further ado, let's dive straight into today's video. Alright, so as you probably can see, the rope actually, it's a bit longer than half of the length, but still, if I completely unwind the rope, it is only this long. Now this might look quite long, but when you want to start it, it is a bit too short. So I went to the shop today and I got myself some pull starter cord from my local shop. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can swap these two ropes without too much problems, because if you guys know, it can be a bit tricky releasing this pull starter. So hopefully everything goes smoothly today and I don't have to completely rebuild my pull starter, because that would be a bit of a tragical event. But yeah, I mean, as I always say, there's only one way to find out, and that's to do it in practice. So I'm going to make everything ready and let's begin with dismantling and removing the old rope. Alright, so I've looked a bit at this pull starter and it doesn't really seem that hard to replace the rope, because where the rope spins around, it's like grooved in like a spiral, so that the rope rewinds quite neatly, actually, quite nice. And they made it so, probably a bit hard to see for you at the moment, but they made it so it goes through a small hole kind of thing here. Let me just zoom in so you can see it a bit better. Yeah, so as you can see, it goes like through there and then comes out with a knot on the other end, and then it just winds down. Now because my rope is a bit short, it just jumped over one groove, but still. So yeah, that's actually a quite nice. This means that this procedure probably isn't too hard to do. So hopefully we can do it without problems. By the way, excuses for the small humming sound. That is because of the light I got hanging on the roof. There's a chance for you not hearing it, but in one of my other videos I could clearly hear like humming sound, especially when I had the tripod higher up, which was a bit irritating. So hopefully this is good enough, but I'm going to start with probably let me see. Yeah, I'm going to start with taking the handle off and let the rope completely unwind and the spring get all loose, so there isn't any tension on it. Just let me see. Firstly, I want to make it so this is like secured, so it doesn't rewind. What you can do is just take like for say a pencil and then just make a small knot in it so it doesn't rewind when you loosen it. See, like this. So it gets stuck, and now this isn't any longer under tension. So if you then take a set of pliers like these small pliers, and then you should be able to just, at least this is still the original Seahorse handle. Now there is a chance of this being like a knockoff or not original piece, but I was lucky and actually bought this with the original pull starter handle. Now I don't know how expensive this is, but I mean it's original Johnson pull start handle from 1974 probably, so it is a museum piece actually. But yeah, if you have the original piece, now this is actually unwinded a bit, but let me just fix this so you can have a look at how it should look. Alright, so after you have pulled out this metal piece, this looks actually a bit like a mace, because with all the tight bands and stuff, this prevents the rope from unwinding. And if you, this is the end and this is the beginning, so it starts here, then it goes up here through all these bends and then ends up here. So if you take this piece and just do like this, you can be able to just pull it out, and then you have the little aluminium piece, and after that you should be able to just, at least if not, yeah, like this. So now there isn't any handle on it, and then if I take my hand and hold it and then remove the knot, you should be able to loosely and slowly, let me just zoom out. Now as the handle is off, slowly unwind it, or rewind it actually, and then hold this so it doesn't shoot and accidentally put too much force on the spring and break it. And now it's completely unwinded, so there isn't any danger of the spring exploding in my face and all that horrible and extremely jump scaring stuff, because you can get quite jump scared by it. So now if you take, let me see, unwind the rope again. Let me see, I'm going to try to unwind the rope without me having to completely remove the pull starter, because this will make a lot of extra work, which probably is necessary. But let me see, try to get the rope off, which should not be that hard. But I still probably, if this isn't going to work when I want to put the rope back on, I'll probably still have to completely disassemble the pull starter.
6 hours later.
Already, let me see. Then, after you've completely unwinded it, take here at the top and pull it completely out. And here it is. Now, let me just measure how long this is, but it's probably not long at all. That's 31 inches or 78 centimeters. So, oh, that is not long at all. Well, it isn't short, but still, this is 1.5 meters, which should be more than enough. And also, there's a big chance of this not actually being the original pull starter rope, because this looks pretty much the same as my original rope, which I bought for the pull starter. And this is nylon, and well, this is also nylon, but I mean the patterns and the way it's made is completely different. So this might be just the same as this. This has a much larger chance of breaking, and this is more rough. I mean, this is more durable. So yeah, hopefully this is good enough for a couple of years, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so the fun now. The fun really begins. Let me see. Start with making a knot on one of the ends of your pull cord. I want to use pliers just to make the knot extra secure. Like so. After that, take the other end and let me see, feed it through the small hole here. Right, so it is, because of the melted end, it is a bit tricky because it's stone hard and a bit hard to get through. Should fit now. Still not. Maybe if I make it softer with a bit of heat. And then make it thin. Hopefully it fits now. Oh, I think, yeah, it fits. Woohoo! Alright, so after that you just completely pull this rope through the hole until you reach the knot here in the end. Now there is a small issue because the knot is getting stuck behind the aluminium piece here, which is not ideal. Okay, so it is working, but this little piece here is getting stuck behind the guidance piece right here. The rope rewind guidance. Okay, so I have to make it so it fits. How am I supposed to do that? like so. Oh, pretty nice and flush. Looks like it works. Yeah, it works. Alright, so now comes the fun part. I have to rewind this. So to do this I still have to release the two bolts which the pull starter is connected with. And the size you want to use is 8mm, and I recommend you using a ratchet with an extensioner and like the 8mm end piece. Okay, so here is my ratchet with an 8mm and the extensioner, because without the extensioner it would be a bit hard to get to this bolt. Okay, so I unbolted the two bolts and now I should be able to, well, let me see, I just need to remove this guiding rail pin thing. That's enough to make it easier. Alright, so after this you can lift this slightly up and then feed the end of your rope as many times as all the spirals. So that is 8 or 9 times. So you feed them 8 or 9 times around like so. Alright, so, well, I twisted it on the little rewind spiral thing, and I recommend you getting 1.5 meters at least, so you know you have more than enough. Maybe a bit late to tell you, but still, can probably edit it so you know it a bit earlier on in the video. And after that you might notice, well, it isn't rewinding and there isn't any force on it. So what you do to get it nice and tight again is you feed it a couple of extra times on, like so. Then you pull it like so. So after you have winded it, probably, I think you probably rewind it, let's say 10 times or something. And then, like so. So yeah, you spin it 10 times around after you have completely rewinded the rope. So there's always a bit of pressure on, well, there's always a bit of tension, actually, not pressure. So there's always a bit of tension on the spring, so you always get a nice and tight pull starter handle and that it's not just flopping around. Okay, so after that you feed one of the ends, well, the end, through your handle hole, like so. Then you see, well, let us turn it 2 extra times around because I'm not happy with the tension on the spring at the moment. I want it a bit tighter. Now do not overdo this because the last thing you want is to accidentally break your spring. Alright, so after you've done that, feed it. Once you are happy with the tension of your spring, feed it again through the pull starter hole and then rewind it. Well, not rewind it, but take the same pencil again, which you use to stop the rope from rewinding. Oh, so your hands are free to work on reassembling the pull starter. This is really nerve-wracking work, actually. Alright, so after you've done that, you have your hands free, and now put this piece back. Now there are 2 holes which this fits into, one at the bottom here and one on the top. So before you completely tighten these 2, you want to make sure that this is lining up in both of the holes so you don't accidentally break your plastic cover, top cover of your pull starter, because that can happen. Alright, so let me see, this goes in there. Lining up the top one is the trickiest, actually. Oh, I can see the spring. Oh, please don't explode in my face. Tactical nuke incoming! I think Almost. Yeah. Alright, so it's on. Now you take your 8mm with extensioner again and fasten it gently to make sure the aluminium guidance pin is in the hole and not just besides it, so you don't accidentally break stuff. Right, now actually, haha, it's working. Okay, now the entire pull starter is put together again and I think it's working, and all that remains now is to reassemble your handle. Right, so we start by taking the end of your pull start cord and feed it through the back hole here. Then you come from the then you turn it on its side, on the other side, and you begin with pressing down at the end like this. Right, like this. Now there's actually a big chance of the pull start being too long now because I did it at the end and my pull cord is a bit long, so take in mind that it has to completely rewind without actually being too long. So I think if you leave it so you have at least one of those grooves or inserts left, I think you should be able to completely rewind it and it should work. So you have still one of those lines over and then, well, let's say 7 or 6 centimeters at the end. I think that should work. Take one of those markers and just mark it like so. Then I take my pencil again and make the knot again like so. Find your knot, cut it. Here we go. Cut it like so. Almost like so. Oh, come on. Aha, the cable stripper. Yes. Then you take a lighter and smoothen up the end and form it. Be careful not to burn yourself accidentally. Secure those individual fibers at the end. Alright, now after that you remove the knot again, but pull it out and then reposition it a bit further back. Make another knot, tighten, and then you should have enough length to reassemble your handle piece. Alright, now the handle is reassembled, and after this it's a matter of seeing if I did everything right and I have a fixed pull starter, and hopefully you as well, if this was a video for you to learn something of. Let me see, I need to still take out this knot like here, like still need to remove this knot. Alright, so oh, nice. Heh, nice. Looking beautiful as ever. Okay, so here it is. We have a functioning pull starter with a really nice length of rope. Ho! I'm so happy. It was quite sad actually that the rope broke, and I thought, oh no, this is going to be a really hard fix, but yeah, as you could see, it was actually surprisingly simple. So yeah, it's fixed. If you watched this video because you needed to replace your pull start cord too, hopefully you learn something, and if you just watch this for fun, hopefully you enjoyed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. That is it. That's going to be it for this video. And as said earlier, if you want to support me on making more tutorials or just silly videos, fun videos, entertaining videos, please consider to like, subscribe, turning on notification bell, and leaving a comment about your thoughts of this video and the channel in general. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again in the next video. I don't know when it gets uploaded, but we will have to wait and see. But until then, thanks for watching and goodbye.